Breakfast is the most important meal of the day. Look at that sizzle. It's just really tender, full of flavor.
That was an amazing breakfast.
If you want local life, just get up early, get here early, and you can have it. This is bún thịt nướng, which is a southern Vietnamese style breakfast. We've got rice vermicelli, we have some pate, lots of greens, pork, fresh herbs, more pork, and spring rolls. It looks so good, very big. This is gonna keep me full all day. It's served with a little bit of fish sauce. Oh, it smells so fresh. It's gonna be a great day. In the north, I've heard, it's most common for people to actually just create individual bites and then have the fish sauce. But it does come in a bowl, and I am pretty good with chopsticks, but I think it might be easier just to actually mix it. Please don't hate me if you are one of those people who thinks that you should not mix it, but you should create these individual bites. Just trying to make it a little bit easier for breakfast. Then adding a little bit of this. It smells amazing. It also comes with a little bit chili, garlic, and more pickles, or I think that might be a pickled chili. This is amazing. You get the brightness of the fresh herbs, the vermicelli noodles, great texture, and then these pickles. That spring roll. Sometimes the spring rolls can be really too crunchy. That was great. And then let's try this. It looks like bacon. I think it's pork belly. Some people come to Vietnam and order a Western breakfast, and I think that's crazy because Vietnam has some of the best breakfasts in the world, and this is one of them.
Sunday, and that means it's time for a hearty brunch. We are having Vietnamese steak and eggs, also known as Banh. Now, this spot in District 1 we've been to for breakfast, we've been to for lunch, we've been to for late night dinner. It is fantastic, always busy, lots of locals, and it kind of gives me diner vibes a little bit. As soon as I saw this place on my very first day here in Saigon, I was like, I want to eat there. It's marinated skirt steak on a sizzling cast iron pan. They serve it with egg, they serve it with fantastic bread, and then also a little bit of gravy and an egg. Now, Banh means dodging beef, and I think what that comes from is that on that cast iron pan, it's sizzling. So you have to be careful, especially when shooting a video, that you don't get hit in the face with the oil. Look at that sizzle. This is the ultimate steak and eggs. Now, they do have this bottled sauce here, but I've gotten dim sum here a couple times, so I know that they have this, which is what they make. This is a chili sauce that they make. It's really flavorful. Don't know what it's called, but it's delicious. So we asked for that on the side. So there are a variety of sizes. You can just get the beef. You can get beef and egg, which I recommend because it's so good with the bread. You can also get it with pate. There is also some kind of super one. There's lots of different options here. You also have these condiments on the side. Don't miss out on them because what you want to do is, as you start to get into it, you get this gravy sauce on the bottom that is so delicious just to dip your bread in and eat. I'm going to break apart some of this bread. Get some beef on it, absolutely some of this runny yolk. You don't want to wait too long like I just did shooting this because you want to get the runny yolk in it. And then some onion. There's no wrong way to eat this. The first time I ate it, I just made a sandwich. It was delicious. Or a lot of people tend to just rip off the bread and eat it like this. I've eaten this several places. This is my favorite one. They just marinate it so well. This beef, even though it's skirt steak, it's flank steak, it's so tender. This spice here, this is everything. Don't eat what's on the table. Ask for this stuff that they have to the side. This is the best steak and eggs I've ever had. All right, right, I'm on my own for this next one, and I'm here for bún chả, which is a pork noodle soup. It's probably the most famous traditional Vietnamese dish from Hanoi with foreigners, and that's because it has a traditional northern taste of spicy, salty, but most importantly, sweet. And so it's a nice light broth that is a little bit tangy, a little bit sweet, and so Westerners like us love that flavor. Now inside, what you'll get is grilled fatty pork. I also see that they have some grilled minced pork. It looks like she gave me a crab roll that is in some kind of leaf and fresh vegetables. Alongside, you'll get a plate of rice noodles and then also a huge plate of green herbs. If you like things to be a little bit more garlicky, a little bit more spicy, there's also this huge bowl of chilies and garlic, and you've got the regular condiments. Now, to eat it, what you want to do is they give you this bowl. You're gonna put a little bit of the broth in it. You're gonna put a little bit of the rice noodles in it. Then you're gonna put a little bit of meat in it because this is manageable. This one is a little bit tricky, and you're probably gonna spill it if you're like me, holding it like this. Now, what's interesting about the Old Quarter in Hanoi is normally in old quarters in other cities, it's not where you're gonna get the most authentic food. But here it is, and that's because the Old Quarter is also the economic hub. So lots of locals are here, lots of businesses are here. So you get a mix of definitely the tourism, but if you look, you can find where locals eat. And that's because from the very beginning, this is the place where business transactions took place. You're gonna see a lot of different kinds of stores, and I really like that about Hanoi. There's lots of tourism here for sure. It's changed a lot in the last 15 years, but if you want local life, just get up early, get here early, and you can have it.
So we're here at Mi Quang 92. This is a traditional dish, a rice noodle dish from this region, the Quang Nam region. And what's interesting about it is it's a thick rice noodle. Now, the traditional way to have it is it's a thick rice noodle with shrimp and pork. As well, they give you greens, lime, and then some fish sauce with chili in it, and then a cracker on top. So you get the soft rice noodle, the cracker, which is a little bit crunchy, and then all of this delicious pork and shrimp. If you don't eat pork or shrimp, they'll also do a shrimp only bowl for you. They will do a beef bowl for you. They will also make a fish bowl for you. Basically anything you want. This is primarily eaten at breakfast and lunch. Let me try the pork first, because let me tell you, the pork in Hoi An for some reason is so much more delicious. Oh yeah, the pork here is so good. It's just really tender, full of flavor. And these noodles, this is delicious. Really, really soft noodles, just full of flavor. I have to say, the food in Hoi An, really, really good. There are a lot of upscale places to eat, but I think where you get fantastic value is traditional food where locals eat. This, all of it, is only $35,000.
Want all my Vietnam travel tips, including those that didn't make it into the video? Scan the QR code or click on the link in the description for my Vietnam travel guide.
All right, so let's talk about this. I rarely eat my whole bowl of food. People always ask me, how can I eat so much in a day? What am I doing? And usually what happens is Alan and I split food, and I give him the rest of mine if there's any left over, but this is so good. Now, they told me that the noodles here are handmade every day fresh. And then in this, it's a tomato mix. So you've got that umami flavor also with the peanuts. And then the sweetness is not sugar. They add a little bit of pineapple to it. It's just enough. I couldn't even taste the pineapple, but it is a little bit sweet. And I had to get a spoon because it's so good. I got a small, but actually I would recommend getting a large here. It's that good.
Banh cuốn, or I think it might be Banh cuốn, and I'm pronouncing it wrong. But what I do know is that it's fermented rice paper that is then steamed
and it's filled with woodier mushroom, some crispy shallots, and then also pork. Now, if you're not a pork lover or you can't eat it, they also have at this spot options for shrimp or chicken. And so he got the chicken, although I think the shrimp sounds amazing. Now, what it comes with is just some fresh herbs on top and then this dipping sauce. This is traditionally eaten at breakfast. This spot that we're at right now started out as a food court, and I think it recently made it into a Michelin guide. They close at 1 p.m., so we're getting the last seating, and then they open again at 5 p.m. They have other dishes on the menu as well that they're known for, but they started as a food cart for this. The rice rolls are smooth, silky, soft. You've got a little bit of a crunch from the crispy shallots, and then some umami with that woodier mushroom and a little bit of pork, which makes everything better, and then the sauce. It just makes you think, why are we eating cereal for breakfast in North America when we could be eating this? This is delicious. First came by here, it was packed. The whole place was busy, and Alan said, like, just let's go in. And it was funny because it was packed, and then within 5 minutes, the whole place cleared out, and now it's packed again. People are just coming in here, eating breakfast, and hitting the road. There's no hanging around at this spot. I would say service here is helpful, prompt, but you gotta know what you want to order because they don't have time. They are so busy, so be prepared to tell them what you want. And so before we started to eat, they motioned to us to stop because we were already not eating it correctly. She came over and she showed me in a bowl to put some of the sweet chili sauce that they make here in-house, a little bit of the fish paste, and then also some of the lime. You mix it together, you put it on here, and that's what really gives it the flavor. So I can see we have some fish cake, some of these vermicelli noodles, which I love that they're a little bit thicker. They're not the tiny angel hair one, but more the size of spaghetti. And then we've got pineapple, I think. And then we also have some of the squid. Now, some of the jellyfish. I've never eaten jellyfish ever, so I'm gonna try that first. That's exactly what you would think jellyfish tastes like. You can almost hear it squeak. It tastes like seafood. Okay, so it's not too sweet, it's spicy. It's like tangy, salty, and then this just like deep, almost umami flavor. Now, I've heard also that these fish cakes are fantastic. Oh yeah, great texture. A little bit of pineapple for sweetness. This is delicious. If you've ever wanted to try jellyfish, this is the place to do it. The people are so nice. It's very busy, but for good reason. If there's a line, just wait. You want to come here. And so to have this dish, I can see it's like a fatty pork. It should be sweet, maybe a little bit sour. This pickle, I am so excited about this. If you love barbecue and you like the pork ends, where it's just crispy on the end, but yet so tender. This sauce is sweet, but very savory, a little bit of saltiness on it. These little end bits are good, but also I want to show you, these fatty pieces too. I think a lot of Westerners shy away from fat, but fat is one of the best parts of the pig. I think this Tom Tom might have ruined me. It will be very difficult to find one as good as this. This is an amazing breakfast. Good morning. We are here for breakfast and we're having bún ốc. Now, bún is a vermicelli style noodle in Hanoi. Bún ốc is very famous because it has snails. We came to a spot that was recommended by our Halong Bay
travel agent, Kim, and she said it's fantastic. They have 2 different kinds of snails. They have these balls, which I was worried that they were pork, but they said no, there's no pork in the entire dish. Now you're thinking, of course it's a seafood dish, but so many seafood dishes in Vietnam has pork. I think this is actually a fish style cake. It's in a tomato broth that's sweet, sour, light. We've got some fresh herbs here. We also have the tiny little snails. And what I love about eating in Hanoi is it's like a choose your own adventure. So when you eat in Saigon, you get the broth and maybe you'll add a little bit of sweetness or chili, but here it's a little bit different. So we have this delicious spicy chili that is homemade. But then we also have this garlic chili kind of vinegar that makes it a little bit tart. And I've never actually seen this on the table. I think it's almost like a plum garlic vinegar. That's interesting. Anyway, you give a lot of depth and then you always get this basket of fresh greens, which is why I love food here in Vietnam. But let's get into these snails. What I love about these noodles is even though they're vermicelli, there are several styles of vermicelli. These ones aren't too thin. Woo! Now it's in a hot broth, and so if you eat it right away, it's gonna feel like it's a little bit raw, but the longer it sits there, the longer it cooks. A little bit chewy, but this broth is very light. It's very light. It's definitely sweet, a little bit sour, no spice at all. And then this, what I think is like a fish cake, salty, sweet, sour. So good. That was an amazing breakfast. Oh, I love snails in Vietnam. And I'll say this, if you meet people and they say, oh, if you need any recommendations, take them. Because I wouldn't have known about this place. People don't write about this place. But I asked the tour operator or the travel agent that booked my Halong Bay tour, and she loves food too, so she had lots of really great recommendations for me. I will say this, if there are things on the table, I always take it as a sign to put it in my dish. And so I put that chili paste, and then I also put the garlic chili vinegar. It was amazing. I mean, it was good, but then I put that in it. It was so much better. It was only 55,000 for a dish, 2 types of snails, and then also those fish balls. So good. Bun ba. But this is a beef noodle dish with rice noodles, thick ones. They look fantastic, almost like udon style thick. And then also, it does come with a pork knuckle and it comes with like a pork sausage. So I asked her if she could do it without pork. She said no problem. Now, the 2 things I'm most excited about, tons of bean sprouts, and then also I love this plate of salad. So we've got lettuce, mint, it looks like we've got some scallions, and then Alan just got Chua Da. Chua Da is an iced tea, very typical here. It just comes out of the tradition or the necessity actually that, you know, a long time ago everyone had to boil their water, and to make it a little bit more palatable they would put some fresh herbs in it. So it's a fresh herb tea. The taste is always different, although somewhat similar. It's always cold. In a lot of places you don't have to pay for it, and some of them you do, but it's usually the cheapest drink on the menu. But let's get to this soup. It's like a fish cake. I think it might be a fish cake. And then lots of noodles, sweet, savory, salty. Tangy. I haven't put anything in this. It is originally from the Hue region in central Vietnam. But, you know, in Saigon, it's the capital city, so a lot of people immigrated here. You're gonna find dishes from all over. I've been watching how Vietnamese eat, because I'm like, how do I eat without being so messy? But they take the noodles, and it's like they put it over their spoon, and then they eat it like this.
this dish called Cháo Hao. Cháo Hao is basically Chinese congee. You can find it all over Asia. Every country has its own version. They call it jok or bubur ayam. Like everyone has this version of just a nice rice porridge. Now, all of these different rice porridges, I've had pork, chicken, beef, so many different kinds. This one is oyster. And then on top of it, there is black pepper, which is too much. I gotta take some of that off, chili, and then some chives, and it is so, so good. It's just really like mashed potatoes with some flavoring in it. It gives you that kind of comfort food of mashed potatoes, but it's rice. The oyster congee is, or a rice porridge, is 35,000. This place here has been here every night. The people are so nice. The woman just gets out her notebook and writes down what you need. Use Google Translate like I did here. I just used Google Translate Lens and it told me what everything was, and it was so easy.